A chunk of blue ice crashed through a rooftop, weighing 20 kilograms. It came down with a sharp chemical smell. Neighbors thought it was an alien invasion. Cops suspected a chemical weapon. Some people refused to leave their homes. But the truth was way stranger. That was frozen sewage from an airplane toilet, frozen solid at 30,000 feet, crashing right into your house. And here's the nightmare part. Every time you fly and use the bathroom, that stuff doesn't just disappear. It sits directly beneath your seat, following you for the entire flight, sometimes for over 10 hours, sealed inside a tank holding up to 800 liters. And once, a sensor malfunction forced an emergency shutdown of all the toilets on a plane. Hundreds of people stuck at 30,000 feet, holding it in for hours. So where does all that waste actually go? Today, we're popping the lid off this thing. To understand, we have to go back 100 years to the 1920s when commercial aviation was just getting off the ground. Planes were freezing, loud, and had almost no ceiling. But human biology doesn't take a break just because you're flying. Engineers came up with a brutally simple solution, a metal bucket in the back of the cabin with a tight lid. Later, they upgraded to a pipe straight through the fuselage, open to the outside. Liquid waste would just dump into the open sky. Sounds satisfying, right? Problem: planes were flying at nearly 200 km/h, and the outside airflow created a massive backdraft. Whatever went out the pipe got blasted right back into the cabin, right into your face. You can imagine the hygiene situation. That open system clearly wasn't working. So by the 1970s, engineers developed a chemical toilet system. They installed a large tank under the toilet filled with a special blue liquid. Every flush pushed the waste into that tank, sealing it away. Sounded scientific, but the issue was weight. A large airliner would carry hundreds of liters of that blue liquid per flight. In terms of weight, that meant engines had to burn a ton of expensive extra fuel. Airlines were losing millions of dollars every year on this alone. Even worse, during heavy turbulence, the blue liquid would slosh violently. Dozens of documented cases where the blue liquid splashed right out through gaps and sprayed passengers. Because of the eerie blue color, people freaked out, convinced they'd been hit with strong acid, running away hysterically. In reality, it was just regular deodorizer, harmless. But that color was terrifying. The real revolution came in 1982. An inventor named James Kemper completely changed aviation history. He invented the vacuum flush system, patented it, and first installed it on Boeing passenger jets. It's been the global standard ever since. The principle isn't complicated. At 30,000 feet, the cabin pressure is much higher than outside. When you press the flush button, a pneumatic valve opens instantly. That massive pressure difference acts like an invisible vacuum cleaner, sucking the contents of the toilet at nearly 200 km/h, using only 200 grams of water per flush. That's why airplane toilet flushes are so loud that whoosh is the pressure at work. Many first-time flyers are so scared of the noise that they stretch their arm from the corner to press the button, terrified they'll get sucked in. But the toilet seat is specifically designed with air gaps. It's impossible to get stuck. So where does everything get sucked to? It races through narrow pipes at high speed toward the rear of the plane, ending up in a sealed carbon fiber tank. Capacity up to 800 liters. Sensors monitor the fill level the whole flight. Safely sealed, not a drop leaks. As soon as the plane lands, a special truck pulls up with a powerful vacuum pump. A worker opens a dedicated hatch on the plane's belly and attaches a thick hose. This is the most dangerous step. Dozens of accidents have happened. Inexperienced or distracted operators fail to get a tight seal, and hundreds of liters of pressurized waste explode outward, giving the worker a head-to-toe biological shower. This job is hands down the most unwanted yet essential role in all of aviation. After unloading, the truck takes everything to the airport's treatment facility, where it enters the municipal sewage system. Through filtration, bacterial treatment, and disinfection, it's eventually turned into safe agricultural fertilizer and reclaimed water, returning to the natural cycle. So in a sense, what you left on the plane might end up as fertilizer on a farm, then become the vegetables on your plate. That cycle makes you pause, doesn't it? Of course, even this system isn't flawless. In 2021, a large jet flying a transatlantic route had a tiny sensor glitch. The onboard computer falsely detected that the waste tank was full. The safety system immediately shut down every single bathroom on the plane to prevent leakage. Hundreds of passengers were stuck at 30,000 feet, holding it in for hours. The pilots had to request an emergency landing at an unscheduled airport abroad. Total chaos. That accident pushed engineers to redesign a more reliable backup system, and future airplane bathrooms might look completely different. Scientists are testing UV auto-sanitizing systems. The moment a passenger leaves and closes the door, powerful UV lights activate, killing 99% of known bacteria in 3 seconds. Meanwhile, designers are reshaping the internal pipe geometry to dramatically reduce that loud flush noise, so first-time flyers won't be startled. These improvements prove one thing: aviation has never considered any detail too small. Even the places we'd rather not think about engineers are relentlessly improving them. Next time you board a plane, work up the courage to step into that little room and press that button. Remember, behind that roaring flush is 100 years of engineering genius and a group of people who've dedicated their lives to solving the world's dirtiest problem.